welcome back to Dealing with Fibromyalgia. My name is Kathy and I welcome you to my new channel. And if you've joined me here again, which I just welcome you back and say thank you for being here and supporting me, I ask that you consider subscribing to my channel if you find it helpful and encouraging to you, because that is my goal, to be an encouragement and a voice of fibromyalgia and to bring us together to a place where we realize we're not alone. So today I just want to talk about this idea of quality of life with fibromyalgia, and it is quite a journey. And I've shared on here before that fibromyalgia has been my teacher. So I look at it as a teaching voice for me, and one that I've learned to listen to my body, right? To listen, to give myself permission to have emotions and to try to figure out what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And that's been quite a long journey. It's okay, because it's one that's been very worth taking. So if you asked me about 7 years ago when I was first diagnosed and at my lowest low, how many good days do you have? How many bad days do you have? I would have told you I have more bad days than good days. If you ask me now, 7 years later, it's the opposite. I have more good days now than bad days. And you might ask, what did I do to change the place that I stand today to be in a healthier place with my fibromyalgia? And again, I think part of it is just having the attitude and the perspective that fibromyalgia is going to teach me, and I'm going to listen. And with that, I'm going to find out what works and what doesn't work for lowering my pain and lowering my fatigue level. My journey might be different than your journey, but I still think we can have the conversation and learn from each other. So, of course, I will probably share this on a different video, but I've taken an intentional 3-year journey actually to work on my physical health in the first year, my emotional health in the second year, and my spiritual life in the third year. I'm actually in the 4th year and still in the spiritual part and absolutely loving it. But in the physical year, I lost 110 pounds through surgery, and I'll talk more about that at another time if that is an interest area of you. And then in the emotional work, I've worked along with a therapist and that kind of thing to see how the body, mind, emotional, and spiritual all connect, right? They're all connected. So for me, working on my emotional life has also helped to improve my physicality or the fibromyalgia in ways. It isn't gone, it's not healed, but it doesn't control all aspects of my life that it did in about 7 years ago. And then with my spiritual life, making sure I'm feeding my spirit, putting things into my life that feed my spirit also help me when I'm dealing with the fibro. So I like being on this channel on days where I feel like crap and on days when I'm feeling good. Because I hope, on the days that I'm feeling good, that's an encouragement to you that the crappy days don't last forever. There will be good days a coming again, and they do arrive and they do come. So the not feeling good part is never fun to deal with, but you will have some good days again too. So I understand where you are. If you're watching this and you're in a very low place, I get it. And when you're there, your central nervous system creates a certain emotional state in us as well. And so it feels like you're always going to be in it, right? But tell yourself the truth. This is for only a season. It's only for a season, and good days are coming. So you're hitting me now on this video as a positive time and a time I'm feeling very healthy. Here's one of my helpers here, Sergeant. You can say hi to Sergeant. He wants to be with me. He very much has been a part of my healing process. He's the one that's kept me going. in my fibromyalgia when I was in my lowest of low. I say he saved my life. But let me just tell you a few things that I've put in my life, and I'm kind of religious about them now. They're very sacred to me and very much a part of my life. And if you think it's a place that it would help you, um, take it, try it, see if it works for your life. So for me, I am like religious about aquatherapy. So I went to my doctor, my rheumatologist. I said, could you please write up a script for me to be in physical therapy where there is a pool? And that's how I started. And then this particular heated pool, mind you, it's for therapy, heated at 93 degrees. This particular place also has a wellness program. So I've gone from under insurance, under a script from my doctor, to their wellness program that I just pay, monthly to be able to go. And believe me, it is what is keeping me going. It is what has brought my quality of life up to a higher level where I'm able to go for more days. So now I go there. I started at 2 days a week. Um, then I went up to 3 days a week, and my personal goal this week was to go 4 days a week. And I've been feeling really, really good. So aquatherapy is like the breath of life for me with fibromyalgia, and it's something that works for me. Um, I would highly recommend you trying it if it's something you haven't tried, and look in the area, talk to your rheumatologist about it, and just try it and see if it's something that works. I'm a Pisces, so maybe there's something about water for me that works, because I think I've heard for other people warm water doesn't work, but for me it is very healing. Another thing that works for me is massage, but it has to be a certain kind of massage, which is the myofascial massage, which is very light. I can't do the deep Swedish massages anymore because they hurt really bad. And so I would say, if you're into massage or something that you want to try, or even reflexology for me. So if you just do the massaging of my feet, yes, my feet do hurt. So I get that. The soles of my feet or the bottoms of my feet, the nerves on the bottom of my feet are one of the worst kind of pains I feel, but I can still tolerate reflexology and tolerate the right massage therapist. You have to find the right one and might have to look around. That has been very healing for me as well. And I would say I have had a couple of therapists, massage therapists, where the experience has actually been a spiritual experience for me, and I've actually started crying, and it just has really has some healing effects, I think, as deep as the central nervous system and that kind of thing. So it can be very helpful with those kind of things as well. And then let's see, what else? Of course, diet is a big thing right now. I have worked really hard because I am gluten-free and milk-free in my diet, not by choice. My body has decided it doesn't want to process those anymore. It makes me really miserable. And we do know with fibromyalgia, don't we, most of us, that there is some kind of connection between fibro and the GI tract. So, and I think I've shared on here, I have ulcerative colitis and IBS. And so I noticed when I take those things out of my diet, especially milk products and wheat products, I am much healthier and feel much better. And so that's just my own personal journey. So I would say just look at your diet, see what you're eating. I have used a dietitian only because I have had bariatric surgery, and I needed that guidance for me daily. But again, we need to ask ourselves. I think there's a connection between food, what we're putting into our bodies, and how we are feeling. And then lastly, I'll just talk about the importance of sleep. So there's a connection between how well we sleep and how bad the fibro manifests itself. At least for me, I've seen that connection. So if I have a night where I am not sleeping well, the next day my pain will be higher and my fatigue will be higher, and it'll be harder for me to regroup and try to gain that back. And of course, when you're dealing with pain, it's hard to sleep, and I get that. So, what I noticed that helps me, and this may sound counterintuitive to some people, but what has helped me is to be more active. Now, you have to gauge that. So, in other words, if being more active is me going out for a walk, I'm not going to walk 3 to 5 miles like my friends do. I'm going to walk down the block and back. I'm not going to have a huge walk. I'm going to do it in moderation and with what I can tolerate, right? So, the reason I want to get moving, and maybe I'll go out and do yard work or something like that. Now, believe me, my pain is telling me, no, don't go do that. But just like arthritis pain, which I have arthritis as well, you kind of have to just do it anyway. The pain is there. The pain is there every day. I've learned to just do things whether I'm in pain or not. And I find that it sometimes it backfires. I'll be honest, sometimes it backfires and the next day I feel worse. But if I can get my activity level up, I will sleep better because I will be tired and I will want to sleep. So if I can go and do a walk, do my aquatherapy, go out and do some gardening, just, grip the bullet and get through the pain anyway, I will tend to sleep better and then feel better the next day. So I would say, again, we're all on our own journey, and these are only suggestions, and these are things that I'm sharing on my journey that have helped me, is to learn to just kind of keep going, keep moving, no matter how little, right? Move. Move. Get up and move. Get up and do something. And get your body to a point where it can have some restful sleep. It will be worthwhile the next day. But again, the level of activity, what you choose to do, all those things are different for all of us. Find out what works for you and just do it. So I hope you have found this encouraging along the journey. I get it. I have fibromyalgia, so I understand. But I'm just trying to share part of my journey and hope it'll be a healthy place for you and one that will help bring wholeness into your life. So until next time, I will see you then. Many blessings.